Constructing your life is about much more than just building a bank account. Each week, join real estate entrepreneur and mindset coach Austin Linney as he interviews guests who are constructing their dream lives and impacting the world around them on a daily basis. If you're an entrepreneur or wanting to start a business, or you just want to hear motivating stories of how others have overcome the odds, you are in the right place. And now for your host, Austin Linney.
Guys, welcome back to Construct Your Life podcast. This is Austin Linney here, coming to you from the road. I felt inspired to spend a couple minutes talking about an idea that I'm forming. I've been forming for the last couple weeks. It's something that I ran into coaching people and just being around talking to friends. It's this idea of absolutes. Everybody lives their life in absolutes. This is the job I was meant to do. This is the person I was meant to be with. And I'm not saying that those aren't the case. There are people out there that find the one and find that job that fits them perfectly. And if that's the case, then I'm 100% behind you, support you, and I champion that. But what we get into in this society is we get into this society that this is the be all and end all. Every decision is the be all and end all instead of, so that leads to inaction. And by inaction, that leads to complacency. Complacency leads to comfort zone. Comfort zone leads to not getting anything done. Feeling like we're headed somewhere or we're not really headed somewhere. And what I mean by that is maybe this job or maybe this relationship or maybe this moment in time is for you to double down on the set of skills that you're learning over time. This process in life, investing, business in general is a long-term play. This is not an overnight success. This doesn't happen tomorrow. And so when you step back from it and you don't put so much pressure on yourself and you realize that nobody's perfect, nor am I by any stretch of the imagination. And over a period of time, I have a lot of people ask me, how do you have a network as big as you do? And it's because I put in the work. I mean, this is 25 years in the making. This is not like I did it yesterday. And it's because I was always curious and I was always seeking, talking to people, traveling, getting to know people, et cetera, et cetera. And what I'm trying to get by all this is I'm trying to say that absolutes will ruin your current happiness. It's as simple as that. And by you living in absolutes, you're basically saying that this is how it's going to be for the rest of my life. And I'm never going to be upset. I'm never going to be this. And that's just not the case. Me as a person, and I'll just use me as an example. I go through seasons where I am head down and working. I'm always working, but working like a banshee. I call it savage mode, where everything's clicking and you're like locked in and money's coming in and so on. And then there's, a month or 3 weeks or 2 weeks where I dial it back, and I spend a little time with myself more. And maybe I'll, on Saturday, won't go out and network. Maybe I'll just hang out by myself. And what I mean by that is that you have to know what seasons you're in and you have to lean into it, because the body and the mind, the body especially, it's always a champion. It's going to let you know exactly what it's feeling. And you have to listen to the universe sometimes. And by living your life on absolutes, like this is exactly where I need to be, and this is all these things, like you're shortchanging your happiness, but more importantly, you're shortchanging being open to other ideas and creativity and moments that will take your breath away, and spontaneous situations that happen, and everybody's different. Everybody has different personalities. I have friends that schedule out everything they do, and that works for them, and that's great. And I'm not saying you have to be me, but what I'm saying is there is a certain thing called spontaneity and wonder, right? And I seek this world looking for wonder. I seek this world with pure curiosity at every moment. And because of that, I get surprised. And my question to you is a simple question. Are you being surprised in your life, or is it typical? It's a simple question. Is it what you think you should be doing, or is it what you really want to be doing? You get what I'm saying? And the reason I say that is because, many things have happened in the last 2-3 months for me. I'm talking life shattering, shifting moments, with, a marriage ending and getting laid off and all this stuff. And I am the happiest I've ever been. And there's no compass that I'm leaning towards right now. I'm letting the days flow. The opportunities are coming hot and heavy. And, I have to make decisions on that stuff for sure. But I'm being surprised who I am as a person and being surprised in the moment. And I love personal development. Who doesn't love personal development? I'm a coach, I love that stuff. But what I'm saying is that there's accountability and then there's predictable, right? Like there is, and the thing is like, what I'm saying by this is like, Morning Miracle works for me. I love the mornings. But if that doesn't work for you, stop trying to fit yourself in a box. If you're a night owl, I have a lot of friends who love to work at night because it's quiet, then do that. But like everybody wants to fit themselves into a box instead of being who they truly are. And it's not until you watch the words that you say to yourself and understand that, I network like a banshee. That's my specialty. And I lean into that. And there's a lot of people that work for me that don't. And they're happy to let me do it. But that's putting them in their highest power and allowing them to succeed. So I'm imploring you, I'm begging you to really look at your life and stop living in these absolutes, stop living in these moments where everything is known, because there is an art and there's a beauty to the process, and, married to the process, divorced from the results, and there is a beauty towards the unknown. And there's a beauty towards seeing what happens and watching how fast you can change your life in 6 months, 3 months, a year, watching how by applying yourself and focusing your action in the right scenarios and optimizing your time, how you can really move the needle. There's a lot of people that come to me with excuses and I refuse to listen to them. It does not exist in my world. Try, hope, whatever, that doesn't exist for me. And the reason it doesn't exist for me is because it's just made up stories you're telling yourself. That's all it is. It's fucking drama. It's bullshit. Let's get to the source of the issue and let's talk about what we're really talking about. You tell me you don't have enough time, I call bullshit. You tell me you don't know enough to take action, I call bullshit. You tell me you don't have the money, I call bullshit. It's all bullshit. You have the resources. If you have the deal, you can find the money. If you don't know what you're knowing, you can partner with somebody that does. You tell me you don't have the time, I want to see your schedule. I want to see how much Netflix you're watching. I don't care how many kids you have. I don't care. Are you efficient with your time? Because you're living your life in absolutes. Like, I don't have enough time is an absolute for you, which is bullshit. It's bullshit. A 20-minute workout can change your life every day, 5 days a week. A 20-minute walk can change your life 5 days a week. I just want you to look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself if you're really putting in the effort. If you're really putting the effort. And if you are, then I have nothing to say to you. But if you aren't and you're creating drama and bullshit and excuses, I don't want to hear it. It doesn't work for me. It doesn't work in my business. It doesn't work with my business partners. It does not work for anybody that works for me. I set the tone from the beginning. Okay? I have constructed my life, pun intended, the way that I see fit. And that's on the road. And that's meeting people, and that's running multiple businesses. And that's how I like to do it. That doesn't mean you have to be me. But what I'm trying to get to you is the absolute. The only absolute is that there is no absolute. That's it. This stuff flows. It changes. It changes every day. You have no idea what's coming around the corner. So all you have to do is make sure that you're not creating drama, excuses, and living your best life. That's it. That's it. Are you showing up every day, impacting the world and living your best life? If you're doing that, you're crushing it. But if you're not, and you're second guessing, and you're sitting on the sidelines for the last 3 years wanting to do a deal, and you say you don't have enough knowledge, I call bullshit. And if you have a problem with it, you can DM me on Instagram. And I'll call you out on that too, because I'm tired of hearing about it. Everybody is looking at what's going on, and it's sad. It really is sad. And it hurts my heart. This strife that we have in the world, and I don't really want to touch it because I don't want to cause a thing. But what I'm saying is, life is a choice, And you can choose to look at anything you want. You can choose to look in abundance, and you can choose to look in scarcity. And I guarantee you, when you start choosing to look in abundance, things start opening for you that you wanted your entire life. And one of the best things somebody ever said to me is, be careful hoping, wanting, wishing, because you might be living the life that you truly wanted right now. Are you happy? That's it, man. It's a super simple. So I hope you got some value out of this. If you did, share it with a friend. Thank y'all so much for listening, guys. We'll talk to you later.
Thank you for listening to Construct Your Life with Austin Linney. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to rate, review, subscribe, and pay it forward by sharing with a friend. Most importantly, take this opportunity to start constructing your life by taking immediate action on what you learned. For show notes, resources, and more information on one-on-one coaching with Austin, visit constructyourlifepodcast.com.